The Mystara project is proud to present part 24 of the Places of Mystara series. In this video we look at the Barony of Adlerturm, including the Tower of Adlerturm. Adlerturm was introduced in the 1987 product, GAZ 3 The Principalities of Glantrian, on page 17. The barony is located in the western Alban Hills, between the Alban River in the east and an unnamed river in the west we shall refer to as the Adlerturm. The barony owes fealty to the Council of Princes of Glantrian. The dominion is the standard size for a Glantrian barony, covering 392 square miles. Summers are mild, ranging from 45 to 65 degrees Fahrenheit. Winters are very cold, ranging from sub-zero to 20 degrees Fahrenheit. In spring and summer the wind blows from the south and southeast, sometimes causing hailstones. In winter, the Vendarian ranges shield Adlerturm from the easterly and northeasterly winds. On average it rains every 4 days in summer, and every 5 days in spring and autumn. In winter, it rains or snows on average about every 6 days. Fog is common throughout the year, except winter. Perhaps once every 4 months, a violent storm lasting 1 to 12 hours, affects a 24-mile radius around Adlerturm. Occasionally, a 36-mile radius around Adlerturm experiences an earthquake. Prior to BC 800, the land where Adlerturm now lies was covered in ice, and probably hosted white dragons and other cold-loving creatures. Between BC 2200 and BC 1700, elves settled in the southern highlands. Some elven explorers may have ventured as far north as the frozen Alban Hills. After the cataclysm that forced the elves to depart the region through underground caverns in BC 1700, humanoids moved into the area. By 200 BC, humanoids controlled the southern highlands. During this period, they possibly spread to the Alban Hills. In AC 395, descendants of the Alphatian followers of fire, the Flems, arrived in the highlands. Sometime between AC 395 and AC 450, the Flems founded the Duchy of Alban in the northwestern valley. At this juncture, the Alban Hills was a forested region. In AC 497, the Highlands War broke out, as the nation of dragons invades the Flemish kingdom of Braga on suspicion over the theft of the collar of dragons. Sometime between AC 731 and AC 857, Hattians are expelled from the Thyacian settlers' province of Correns in the southwestern highlands. They settle in the Alban region. In AC 784, a Thyacian settler killed a Flemish lord. War between the kingdom of Braga and the settlers broke out. In AC 786, Halzunthram leads a colonizing force of pure Alphatians to the highlands, and sides with the settlers against their ancient foe, the Flems. 2 years later the settlers win the Battle of Brastar and claim the highlands as an Alphatian protectorate. The other settlers and what is left of the Flems ally to resist the Alphatians in what becomes the 40 Years' War. Sometime between AC 788 and AC 883, a number of pure Alphatians were expelled from the Alphatian protectorate of the highlands, or Blackhill if after AC 828. They settled in the Alban region. To survive they intermarried with the Hattians, creating the Albanese ethnicity. AC 802 to AC 828 marked the years of infamy, involving a dwarven gold rush to the highlands, that ended in their expulsion when a plague broke out. Some of these dwarfs may have prospected in the Alban Hills. In AC 828, Halzunthram was captured, ending the Alphatian protectorate. The following year, the Republic of Glantrian was founded. In AC 858, the Light of Rad council session reserved nobility for arcane spellcasters. The following year, illegal nobles were expelled, a minor rebellion was crushed, and the Principalities of Glantrian was founded. Adlerturm, or Eagle Tower in Hattian Thyacian, was constructed sometime between AC 731 and AC 999. Either by a Hattien, an Albanese person, or Herr Franz Löwenroth himself. Herr Franz Löwenroth was born in the Alban region, sometime between AC 939 and AC 974. His family name means Red Lion in Hattian Thyacian. Sometime between AC 955 and AC 999, Franz Löwenroth became Baron of Adlerturm, either through inheritance, or via the awards festival following the death of a noble without an heir, or by founding the barony. In AC 975, The newly crowned king Thar of the Broken Lands raised an orcish horde in the Vendarian Mountains and sacked the barony of Wigmore to the north of Adlerturm. Adlerturm has a population of 2,940 humans of predominantly Albanese ethnicity, with some remnant Flemish families. The population is largely agricultural, with shepherding common. Fishing bolsters the population along the Alban and Adlerturm river banks. 10% of the population are able to fight, of which a fraction become adventurers. 0.5% of the population have magical ability, either being apprenticed to the Baron or another local wizard, or sent to school in Leens or Glantry City. Those with a proclivity to steal usually make their way to Leens or other urban centers. Clerics and druids, if they exist, would form a very small illegal sect. Elves are welcome, but there is little of interest to them, unless they want to study cryptomancy or great cats. Officially, lycanthropes are executed, but secretly they are supported by the Baron, especially were-tigers. The Baron would also welcome Rakasta should any visit, favoring the Simbasta over all others. The barony's economy generates 3 gold ducats per month per family from resources income, from lamb, mutton, wool, fish, and the like. The hearth tax is 1 ducat per family per month. Each family provides 10 ducats worth of services or goods to the Baron per month as standard income. Taxes are paid quarterly at the Tower of Adlerturm. 20% of this income is then paid as salt tax to the Council of Princes, collected by provosts based in Leens. Each month the Baron spends ruling the Dominion from Adlerturm. He gains 3,136 experience points. Currency consists of the platinum crown coin worth 50 GP with its original duioma, and 5 GP without. Crowns are minted by each principality, and bear the face of the local prince or princess. The gold ducat is worth 1 GP, and features the face of a former prince or princess on one side, and an hourglass on the other. The silver sovereign depicts the Glantrian Parliament building and is worth 1 SP. The copper penny depicts a bust of Alexander Glantry and is worth 1 CP. Electrum coins are not minted in Glantry. The currency exchange fee is 10%. It costs 20% to exchange gems or treasure. Adlerturm trades mainly through Leens, although some trade occurs with Wigmore to the north. Exports include fish, lamb, mutton, wool, alchemical herbs, cowhide vellum, beef, leather, cheese, goatskin and goat meat. Imports include grains, vegetables, timber, tools, metal goods, salt, cloth, dyes and beer. A common local diet consists of fish, beef, lamb, mutton, goat's meat, milk, cheese, wheat, rye and beer. The Adlerturm coat of arms features the double-headed eagle, which is associated with the Hattians. The Löwenroth family symbol is unsurprisingly a red lion. Like the rest of the principalities, there are 2 social classes in Adlerturm, Arcanus and Mundanus. The ability to cast arcane magic determines one's class. Children with magical talent may start their education as early as 5, graduating at age 16. Children gain 1 level per year of study, capped at 50% of their highest level parents' level. However, the younger the child, the higher the chance of a catastrophic miscasting of a spell, ranging from about 85% for 5-year-olds, to only about 8% for 15-year-olds. At 16, Glantrians are legally adults, and have no chance of miscasting magic. National Glantrian laws are in effect in Adlerturm. Baron Franz has introduced a local regulation where the harming of a feline is punishable by death. Herr Franz is a member of the Monster Handlers Syndicate, and has a permit for great cats. Undercover utterance right inspectors occasionally travel through Adlerturm to police unlicensed spellcasting. The Hattien dialect of Thyacian, and the Albanese and Flemish dialects of Alsatian, are spoken in the barony. Characters originating in Adlerturm would typically have agricultural skills. Herding, fishing, tanning, shearing, muscle, leatherworking, weaving, hills and mountains survival, rope use and vellum crafting are typical skills. Glantrian magic users have access to a wider array of spells. They also have verbose names for common spells. Typical spells in Adlerturm revolve around nature, especially animals. Clerical and druidic philosophies are outlawed in Glantry. Although Glantrians acknowledge the existence of the immortals, they do not revere them. They follow an energy they call Rad, which they believe is the source of knowledge and magic. Knowledge produces light that illuminates the mind. Magic is life. Life is a spiral centered around the nucleus of Rad. Adlerturm does not have any temples of Rad. Private homesteads and the Baron's Tower have small rooms dedicated to Rad instead. Adlerturm uses the Thyacian calendar. The national dates of importance observed in the barony include New Year's Day feasting on the 1st of Newmont, the day of adulthood on the 1st of Flormont. The night of the red moon on the 15th of Ambermont is when the full moon turns red, spooking animals and terrifying the mundanus that evil spirits are outside causing catastrophes. Arcanists, on the other hand, find their magical perception enhanced, with some becoming temporarily more intelligent. Some magic users become intoxicated on magic to various degrees. Alexander Day is commemorated on the 27th of Caldmont, where an hour's silence is held at noon for the nation's founder. The Bells of Fate occur on the last day of the year, the 28th of Caldmont, where mundanus come out at midnight to ring bells and witness the annual shower of shooting stars. There are no roads or decent trails in the barony. Rapids render river travel untenable. Many travel along the river banks to avoid becoming lost among the hundreds of indistinguishable hills. A ferry service to Leens is provided, where the river becomes navigable downstream. The Baron employs a guard of 20 fighters in his tower. The barony is able to call up a peasant levy militia of 294 to defend the Dominion if invaded. Patrols of first banner-mounted magic users from Fort Nordling to the southeast occasionally make their way through the Alban Hills. Adlerturm Tower comprises 4 levels above and 2 levels below ground. The ground floor contains the throne room, dining room, a kitchen, and a storage room. Guard barracks, servants' quarters, and a bathroom are located on the 2nd floor. The 3rd floor contains the apprentices' quarters, guest quarters, and a bathroom. The 4th floor contains the Baron's bedroom, bathroom, and library. The 1st level below ground contains animal enclosures and the jail cells. The lower level contains the Baron's laboratory where he experiments with shape-changing and animal-related magic. The hills are covered with high grasses, heather, thistles, large ferns, junipers, briars, and hawthorns. Hidden among these plants are rare herbs, like mandragora, belladonna, clovers, lupins, soot leaves, and fireroots. Also hidden within the flora are dangerous plants, like archer bushes, vampire roses, and grabgrass. These plants become dormant during winter. Wild dogs, foxes, bats, and wolves are commonly found in the hills. Bears are encountered during spring. Now we shall hear from 4 people about Adlerturm. Zigivart Vert is an innkeeper in Leens. Nicola Galatejo is a public relations advisor to the Castellan of Elorn. Nerimon Reinhard is a shepherd in Adlerturm. And finally, Tamara Pfeiffer is an apprentice to Baron Franz.
The Baron of Adlerturm shows off with his 2 lines walking with him down Ormond Street, scaring passers-by, and the dropping stili, Jack. Adlerturm is just a lot of sheep, not much Zere to see. But he heard Zere is an abandoned Dwarfenmine in C Hills somewhere dating back to C years of infamy. Hopefully Cere's no plague in Cere, but Cere could be loads of gold. So the dwarfs did have to leave in a hurry when they were expelled.
Baron Franz can be trusted. I convinced him to provide me with 2 healthy teachers, in return for promising no harm would come to them. I have relocated them safely in Glantry City. Perhaps we can convince him to set up our teacher principality in the Alban Hills, once Prince Malachi has created his werewolf principality.
Baron Franz it's Lion Tamer, some sei hes a lycanthrope. Life's okay, but occasionally the flock is attacked by one of the lion tamer's great cats, and there's nothing we can do about it on the pine of death. Adventure opportunitös? Well I did stumble across a lonely wizard's tower hidden in C hills. I could show it to you, but I am not getting close. You might be able to get into C monster-filled dungeon beneath C tower without C wizard catching you.
Master Franz is a strong man. He knows a lot about nature, especially great cats. If you know magic, you could apply for an apprenticeship. If you can swing a sword, you could see if you might join the tower guard. If you're looking to adventure, perhaps you could explore the Glantrian ranges.
A native Adlerturm campaign is most likely to consist of magic users apprenticed to the Baron or another local wizard. Those studying under the Baron may learn of the secret craft of cryptomancy and seek to join. Fighters are likely to be employed as guards in the wizard's tower. Discreet thieves and clerics may be able to join the tower guard, but they will have to flee if their true class is discovered. Equipment may be provided or sold by the wizard. Most Glantrian guards wear leather armor, so that should not be an issue for a thief, but not being able to wield a sword might take some explaining for a thief. Clerics would be part of a very small sect operating out of a farmstead. Thieves would be mentored by a senior partner, and would not belong to a guild. Monthly visits from the Merchants Consortium provide opportunities to buy and sell items for the PCs. Basic adventures could involve clearing out a monster lair in the nearby hills. An earthquake, caused by the Baron using his cryptomancy powers too often, may reveal a previously covered mine, long abandoned by dwarfs. Subterranean creatures and dwarven undead start plaguing the barony. Expert adventures may involve patrolling the barony for great cat hunters, livestock poachers, or monsters raiding from the mountains. The adventurers may have to venture into the mountains to clear out these raiders' lairs. At 9th level, magic users may choose to build a tower in the barony to attract their own apprentices. Or they might try to marry into Baron Franz's family to try to inherit Adlerturm. The PCs could venture to Wigmore and discover the Baroness is a ghost. They may either help her to locate her son and heir to succeed her, or eliminate her and seek to win the barony for their magic user. The characters are likely to get caught up in the wrath of the Immortals conflict as they approach upper expert levels. Alphatian wizards continually attack Glantry with offensive spells, and more frequently, monster summonings. Adlerturm would not be a prime target for the Alphatians, but they cause enough trouble to keep the PCs on their toes. At companion level play, perhaps Baron Franz takes a leaf out of Prince Malashi's book, and tries to create a were-tiger principality. The PCs could assist or try to stop Franz's plans. Nouvelle Arverworn and Morlaix Malabois support the new principality, whilst Clan Tyre, Bergthoven and Turen oppose it. The Werehunters branch of the Monster Hunters Union start hunting were-tigers and seek the capture of Baron Franz. Planar adventures to the inner planes could also be undertaken. The PCs discover that there is a gate in the Baron's tower to a pocket plane, where his great cats can roam free. A mission to read the Vendarian ranges of the ancient red dragon Amanth, and her wyvern army, could be required to stop livestock being preyed upon. At Master's level, the players may gain a hint at the Radiance's existence, and seek to learn more. Non-magic users may learn of the paths to immortality and pursue them, leading to outer plane quests and epic feats. A foreign campaign in Adlerturm would likely need to use Leans as a base town. Magic user, fighter, elf, recaster, mystic, lycanthrope and she characters can probably adventure in the setting without difficulty. Other classes are either illegal or in danger of being used in magical experiments. Lupins are probably discouraged, given the Baron's preference for felines. The Baron is also a bit apprehensive about adventurers coming to Adlerturm, in case they are great cat or lycanthrope hunters. One premise to get adventurers to Adlerturm could be a magic user or elf hearing a rumor that Baron Franz may be a cryptomancer. So they gather their companions to accompany them to petition him for an apprenticeship in the hope of discovering more about the secret craft. This concludes our look at Adlerturm, the barony and its Eagle Tower.